Hey everyone! What you just saw in that short 30-second preview is the early development footage of my new cozy vibe game called Hana-chan's Summoning Life. In short, it's a game about a young elf named Hana-chan who can summon friendly spiritual creatures to help her out in setting up her new life and taking care of her farm. I've actually been playing around with this idea for more than a year now, but recently the project has been really starting to pick up steam around 3 to 4 months ago, exactly since the moment I managed to start focusing on developing this game full-time. So I think a brief introduction to who I am is in due. I am known online as Frizz, so you can just call me that. I have the professional background of working as an architectural designer for architecture firms. While I did that as my main job, I've also done a lot of illustrations and hobbyist 3D modeling in the past. Other than that, I've been learning programming on my own for about 3 to 4 years now, but only recently I've finally been given the opportunity to invest all of my time and effort into doing what I've always been truly passionate about, which is creating my own world, this time through the lens of game development. So for my first step towards realizing this dream of mine, I'll start slow and small by introducing you to our friendly and adorable young elf, Hana-chan. Hana-chan, as I've mentioned earlier, had just started her new life far away from home, away from her elven forest. She's a very special elf who has a unique affinity with communing with spiritual creatures. Unlike her other elf friends who have a natural knack for magic and using magic in their daily lives, she is instead gifted with this ability unlike many others. So she decided that it would be better for her if she would just start her own life away from everyone and deep into the elven forest to be one with the nature, so that her natural ability could be further enhanced and be put to good use. It will be a cozy, feel-good game where you, the player, are here to help nature out and be one with it. The elven forest is teeming with magical energy and spiritual creatures, but there's also a reason why the spirits are hiding from plain sight, and only the gifted individuals are privileged enough to commune with them. If you manage to help nature out, in return, nature itself will also help you out. As you can see, my wife, who's an amazing and talented artist, had mocked up a few concept artwork and illustration for Hana-chan, where we emphasize on her being a summoner, and she will be using her ability to commune and help out the spiritual creatures that roam around the elven forest. In return, they'll be more inclined to befriend her and help her out in her daily life, like tending to the farm, protecting her crops from pesky pests, and so on. That's all that I'll be revealing about her right now, as I'll definitely be doing more lore dumps in the future videos. So please do stick around, and thank you so much to my wife for the amazing concept works. I'll be putting her social media links in the description if any of you would like to see more of her work. Going back to our game here, since Hana-chan is the pillar of the game, I began working on her first, namely her appearance, her character mechanics, her personality, and so on. Since I worked as an architectural designer, I generally feel a lot more comfortable doing things with 3D instead of 2D drawings, so I model our player character using Blender. As a side note, I do know how to draw as well, because I also did a lot of 2D drawings as a side job back when I was still studying. But in the context of game development, I felt that I could work a lot faster if I just modeled Hana-chan in 3D and then rendered the 3D model as a pixel character sprites. And that's exactly what I did, and I think it turned out really well, and definitely usable as a first step in implementing the player character into the game. So that's kind of the brief introduction to our player character, but this is a game about summoning, so I'd like to show you guys what I've worked on in regards to the spiritual creatures as well, because my wife also drew a few rough drafts of the spiritual creatures themselves, as to envision how they would look and feel in the game, namely their own personality. For example, we have this spiritual creature here, which, by the way, we haven't actually named any of them yet, which is most often found around lakes, rivers, and waterfalls. This creature seemingly loves playing with water, and if you manage to win its favor, it could help you out by tending to the farm, by sprinkling spring water all over your planted crops, saving you the hassle of watering your own crops every day, all the time. Next, we have a cheeky little burrower spiritual creature who likes surprises. It might jump on you by popping out from the ground just to have a chuckle out of you being surprised. But if you could somehow make this little guy like you enough to follow you around, it could help you till the soil of your farm to make it easier for you to plant your crops. Lastly, an elegant spirit that floats and moves along with the wind. This ladybug-like spirit could help you plant seeds in your farmland in an instant, provided that you are gentle with the surrounding nature in order for it to like you enough to help you out. There's a few more concepts that I'll show in future videos, but I hope that by painting this sort of a narrative, you guys can see the overall vision that I have with this game. So that's it. That's kind of the summary of the game so far. Of course, I'll be explaining more about the gameplay itself in future videos, but for the first one, I kind of just would like to be able to see the game that I've been working on through your lens and whether this idea resonates with you guys or not. So please be sure to let me know your thoughts. Regarding this channel, I'd like to dedicate it to my journey throughout developing this game. So please, I'd appreciate it a lot if you'd ride along with me by subscribing in order to help me out in making this game as fleshed out and as fun as it can be. Other than progress videos, I think it is also going to be fun if we could share ideas with each other regarding game design, and maybe I could prototype some simple games. That's just an idea so far, so we'll see how it goes in the future. And one final thing is I made a subreddit specifically for this game. I made it so that we can discuss about the game as a community and possibly share ideas on how everyone could play a part in shaping a game together. It's very exciting for me to be able to finally put my work out there to the world, and I hope everyone else will appreciate this game as much as I do. Other than that, I'm Frizz, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next progress video.